Yo, what's the deal? What's the deal? It's your boy, who is Hendo, and we back talking sports. So, we got Cade Cunningham, we got Romp 2.0, and he made a video faster than I was about to make it, and he probably did better with editing and everything like that. So shout out to Romp 2.0. I'm subscribing to him. But he said, why stats don't explain Cade Cunningham's impact. And I love videos like this because, as you know, I'm not a huge stat guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a huge stat guy. And although I do know that stats are important, don't get me wrong, stats are important. Sometimes they really do tell the whole truth. I would much rather watch a whole full game than to watch highlights or to watch a box score. You will never know. Nobody could ever tell a person who was really watching the game that, Cade went 4-17, man. He had a horrible game. Not if you watch the game, and we about to explain it right here. And you about to see how great his impact is in every facet, especially the defensive end. Let's go.
So wrapped up on efficiency. I do it myself, I'm not gonna lie, but there are times where you can shoot 23%, just like Cade did yesterday, and he...
Think about this. He shot 23%, was 4-17. We still won the game. Should have won by 5, but Jaylen Brown hit 2 clutch shots and everything like that. And remind you, Cade is nursing injuries too. He was getting worked on in that game. He shot the ball horribly, but he didn't take any bad shots. They just did. Like, if I'm being real, I watched this whole game. 7, 8 of those misses was coming in the first quarter. He got fouled on a few, I believe. And it was just shots that was rattling in and going out. I seen about 5 or 6 shots where the shots that normally hit for him, they rattled in, or he didn't get that roll, and nights like that happen. And I think, like I said, his injury has a little bit to do with that. We'll see how he looks versus New Orleans tonight, but you know,
had a great game, a great impact.
it was a +1. We won by 1.
Overall, he just deserves way more recognition for his buy-in defensively. He's the guy offensively for them, the high-usage player. And still defensively, he has a large workload. It turns out on Basketball Index, defensive positional versatility, he's great.
Boom. This is a lie. He is not 6'6". He is 6'8". I just want everybody to know that. Yes, Cade, I'm exposing it. Cade is not 6'6". He's not 6'6". Go look at his college shit. Go look at what they listed him as in college, in high school, all of that. He doing this shit for the NBA. He's a 6'8" point guard, bro. And might be 6'10" with the hair. He might be the same size, same height as Jalen Duren if you add the hair, bro. The man is 6'8". So it's really like a Magic Johnson, Penny Hardaway type of point guard, bro. But anyways, matchup difficulty in the 55th percentile, C+, which means he's in the top half of difficulty as a matchup defensively. This is the one I've been talking about, though. Him being a versatile defender, defensive positional versatility. 90th percentile. That means he's one of the most versatile defenders in the game. Fouls drawn, 94th percentile per 75 possessions. 94th percentile in getting fouls drawn. Why? Because he plays great on-ball defense and moves laterally very good. Now fouls committed, we foul as a team a lot. You know what I'm saying? We get little crazy fouls and stuff. Sometimes these fouls be egregious. So I'm not surprised that he's C. Overall coverage aggression, 62% out. That's a B plus. I mean that's a B. Overall coverage versatility, C minus. So he's at worst in some of these categories, an average defender, and at best, an elite in other defensive categories on this. You don't see any really horrible grades. You see, you know what I'm saying, average, or you see elite. And you average that all out. I average all this out to like a B. Three C's, 2 A's, a B. I average all this out to a B. A B defender, which is what I think Cade Cunningham is. Now, if you want to get to that Kobe mark, that MJ mark, that, you know what I'm saying, prime LeBron mark, prime Kawhi mark, you got to be elite lockdown defender. He can lock down, but I think Cade could get even better on defense. He's way better than he was last year. Even though Cade has always been a good defender, he's an elite defender in a lot of positions now. So let me take back what I said. Last year, he was a B plus defender. He was a C plus defender. He was a pretty good defender. This year, I believe he's an elite defender. I believe all this comes out to being a B or B plus defender.
Rated A, 90th percentile, and in this game you see exactly why. First possession of the game, he starts on Derek White, no problem, I'll just switch on to Jaylen Brown. And then look, he's in the right spot taking away the roll man. The Celtics are like, this is what we want. Jaylen Brown with tons of space on an island, he's one of the best ISO scorers in the league. But he keeps him in front and forces a jumper, and look at the contest. I mean, Jaylen Brown can probably smell his fingers. That's as close as you can get without fouling. Incredible contest.
Incredible defense on one of the best players in the league, bro. This year. Come on, man. And shout out to Jaylen Brown, because he did the same thing. He guarded Cade Cunningham a lot. I know he was gassed. You know what I'm saying? He guarded Cade. I can't wait to see this matchup when they get Tatum back and we make some moves at the deadline. This might be the Eastern Conference Finals. This might sneakily, low-key be the Eastern Conference Finals. Especially the way the Knicks looking. Especially the way the Knicks looking. These are the two teams I believe definitely they're on the collision course for the Eastern Conference Finals. I know I said the Knicks, but I've been off the Knicks for like the last 2 weeks. I've been off the Knicks. Ever since we smacked them, like by 31, I really been off of them, bro. I don't think this is the same team from last year.
This action goes nowhere because of his ability to switch. Later on, he's guarding Ant Simons, and look at the pick.
So he went from guarding Derek White, Anthony Simons, Jaylen Brown, 3 different games. Derek White would be like the point guard on their team. Simons would be the 2 guard, like a 2 guard. And Jaylen Brown is kind of like a 2 guard too, but he can play. But 3 different type of players, and he was able to guard all of them. Some quicker than others.
Up point at the logo. Does a great job sliding his feet, keeping him in front. Amazing contest, and it results in an air ball. Now in transition, he's the only option to protect the rim. He says, no problem, I got you guys. Off.
Think about that. I ain't even mentioning rim protection. He's also his rim protection, and he's one of the best guard shot blockers. It's still Derek White. Derek White is still probably the best guard shot blocker. I would throw Shea up there. I'd throw Cade up there. Maxey, he's another one. A really good guard shot blockers that's, you know what I'm saying, stars at least too.
The basketball again, help defense. Derek White believes this is a free pass to the center. Nope, it's a steal for Cade. And now he's swiping down off the basketball. Jaylen Brown has to pick up his dribble here because of that, way far from the basket. So he just has no chance of finishing this. Look at the effort and the type of physicality you have to go through just to score on Cade Cunningham. Good defense, just better offense. Sometimes that's going to happen. Now he's guarding the smallest player on the court, Peyton Pritchard. And look at how he's aligned. He's taking away the middle of the floor. If you want to go corner, Peyton, it's cool because guess what? You're running right into my big man. Results in another steal. By the way, the last 12 games, Simons was cooking, averaging 16.8 points per game. But against Cade Cunningham and this defense, he was living with this shot quality. Another scenario where you're saying, okay, I'm fine with that. If you're going to do that 25 times, good for you, but you're probably not going to be able to do that. Jaylen Brown bursts his speed and Cade figures out a way to stay in front and force a change of direction. And he cuts him off, spin move. And at this point, I think Jaylen Brown is expecting contact, but you see Cade move his head away from that, and low-key that probably affected the touch. Jaylen Brown then gets blocked, but he finds Luka Garza. Looks like a free layup. Absolutely not! Unfortunately, he just puts it back in, but still. And look, Jaylen Brown trying to set a screen or a ghost screen or something like that, but Cade says, no, you ain't doing nothing. So the only option is this out-of-rhythm three-pointer. He's doing all of that.
Now you are seeing another one of his unready part of his game. Rim protection, interior defense. He's so good. Like his hands and, you know what I'm saying, swiping at the ball. Rim protection. Being able to get over from the weak side to block or help defend. He's good in that aspect too. And like I just said, one of the better guard shot blockers in the game. You just seen it. Him coming over from the weak side to stop a easy layup. Even though he made it afterwards, stopped the easy layup. Him making Jaylen Brown change his direction. Him, when Jaylen Brown goes up, and that was definitely going to be a foul call, moving his head out the way so Jaylen Brown basically messes his touch up because he's expecting contact. Like, Cade Cunningham, in my opinion, is a top 3 two-way player in the game, bro. You want to say Wemby better? Fine. SGA better? Okay. It's a conversation with him and Ant-Man, I believe. I think he's a better defender than SGA. I think Ant-Man a better defender than SGA. That's just my opinion. Like, on-ball defense, I think Ant-Man and Cade are a little bit better than SGA. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think those three guys, SGA, Ant-Man, Cade, them three right now are the class of the guards. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to being a two-way guard, I think those are the class of the guards. Then you got Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? Them 4 right there, class of the two-way guards, bro. Then I would say Maxey and I would say like Maxey and things of that nature. But those guys, yeah, definitely.
But being the guy offensively where he has to create every look for his teammates and also himself. That is a rare skill to have. You have to give props to his conditioning as well, because a lot of it is just having the stamina to be focused defensively after, doing everything offensively. So the definition of defensive field goal percentage is a measure of how well a defender limits opponents shooting by calculating the percentage of shots they allow while actively defending. When challenging Cade, opponents are shooting 42.7%. To put that in perspective, Victor Wembanyama defensive field goal percentage 39%. Rudy Gobert 43%. 2 of the best rim protectors in the NBA. Defensively, Cade Cunningham is a beast and deserves way more recognition. You don't see many number 1 options.
Did you see that, bro?
You
hear what he just said?
By calculating the percentage of shots they allow while actively defending. When challenging Cade, opponents are shooting 42.7%.
What I just say? They are shooting 42.7% versus him. That's higher than Rudy Gobert. That's higher than Rudy Gobert. Wow. While being the main playmaker for the offense and the main scorer. Come on, bro. Come on.
To put that in perspective, Victor Wembanyama defensive field goal percentage 39.
And Victor Wembanyama, we know he's the best defender in the league. Even though I believe it's Stewart, but consensus is Victor Wembanyama. But, bro, I mean, Cade is right up there with Victor Wembanyama as far as a two-way player. Proof is in the pudding right there. You cannot argue with me. You cannot argue with me after this. You cannot argue with me after this. You can't.
Rudy Gobert, 43%. Two of the best rim protectors in the NBA. Defensively, Cade Cunningham is a beast and deserves way more recognition. You don't see many number one options defend like this. So I want to take a break in the action and talk about the sponsor of this video, man. The web.
Brother, I don't give a fuck.
Has Kyrie texted?
Yeah, man, y'all sleeping on Cade's defense for sure, for sure. You're sleeping on his defense for sure, for sure. Like, he's a way better defender than a lot of people give him credit for. And, you know, I'm not saying people don't give him credit, but
presentation for young basketball fans trying to learn and grow their game, I would put these clips into it. He has a step on Jaylen Brown driving left, so Jaylen Brown is thinking, I gotta cut him off. Cade's like, okay, take this between. Now Jaylen's thinking he's taking the screen. Here's the thing, he's taking the screen, but he's taking it left. That's basketball art, the way he made Jaylen Brown run into that screen. Also, that's great chemistry with your big man. And now Peyton Pritchard has to help, and it's a wide open corner three. This time around, very aggressive defense from Jaylen Brown, expecting the screen probably, so Cade's like, okay, I'll take the driving lane left. He makes the entire defense think he's throwing the lob to Thompson, but in reality, he throws it to his right, and it's kind of an offline pass, but Tobias makes it work. He's dribbling up the court. Jaylen Brown goes for the steal behind the back. Doing a great job punishing Jaylen Brown for being super aggressive. Now he's got a small on him, and you see Derek White. He's like, oh no, I might have to help. Whip pass. Easy dunk. Look at the hustle from Duncan Robinson. He throws up a prayer Hail Mary. And of course, Cade is there. A couple seconds later, it's like, okay, free three for Cade. Nope, pass it to the better three-point shooter. Mouse in the house, mouse in the house,
mouse in the house.
Look at the shot quality he's providing for his shooters. Come on now. This is absolutely insane. Going full speed, but he sees Simons as the rim protector. That's not going to work for the Celtics. Just throw it up and pray your big gets it. Perfect passing accuracy, by the way. And my goodness, the elevation of Jalen Duren is unreal. Jaylen Brown looks tired because
that's the best big man. That's the best guard big man duo in the league. I don't care what nobody say, bro. When it comes to chemistry and working together and shit, you can say Jamal Murray and Jokic, but bro, just wait. The Duren rise ain't even started yet, bro. He just took a leap this year. His breakout season is gonna come next year. I think he's going to be even more of a beast next year. My bad, not next year. After the All-Star break. I think after the All-Star break, Jalen Duren gonna be even more of a beast, bro. Going into the playoffs. I really do.
He just gets around him with ease. He's in the paint. And again, the shot quality he's providing is ridiculous. Great job moving off the basketball here. Jaylen Brown lost him. Free three created off a simple move.
Unselfishness. I mean, what else can I really say? He just created shot. He just created damn near about 20 points in those couple of clips. Just off of him being unselfish. Him reading the defense. Him being, you know what I'm saying, have an IQ of his players. The defense collapsing and him making the right play. Instead of forcing up stuff. This is what a real leader is. What a real MVP look like. You're seeing every facet of his game.
It's the little things, ladies and gentlemen. And as we know, it was a struggle for him scoring the basketball from the field. He only had 2 made baskets, quarters 1 through 3. But guess what? 2 big buckets in the fourth quarter when it matters most. And that right there is a great example of how you can still be one of the best players on the court despite shooting 23%. And if there was one thing I wish I could do a better job of, what the NBA community could do a better job of, is focusing on games like this where, yeah, Cade can't score at all, but everything else he's doing at the highest level possible. He deserves.
And that's facts. Shout out to Romp 2.0 for this video on my boy Cade, my favorite player in the league. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Steph Curry. He's been my favorite player in the league for about, since probably, I'd say probably 2013. Steph been my favorite player in the league. When Kobe got injured with the Achilles, I knew he wasn't going to be the same. And I was already really watching Steph and a fan. But that made me even more of a fan. And then 2015 to 2016, that just made him an all-time player of mine. But since last year, Cade Cunningham has been my favorite player in the league. And it's really got to do with just me being a Pistons fan and I guess being biased. And I've been waiting for us to have a franchise player for damn near 20-plus years, bro. For us to get another franchise player. We won championship, but we didn't have a franchise player on that roster. So this is just, you know what I'm saying, I'm enjoying this. So like, share, subscribe. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. And Cade Cunningham, man, MVP candidate.